Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan, and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm diving right into the latest here at Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift, Universal Studios Hollywood. They are continuing the push-pull test, and look at where the coaster car is now. It's made it through the inversion and is right underneath the escalators. These are the escalators that you take to and from the lower lot, and crews are moving pretty fast because just a few hours before I got to the park, they were in the middle of that inversion. So it goes to show that they can move pretty quickly if they want to, but at the same time, this entire process will continue to take a few weeks. And you can see right here, I got a really good shot of underneath our seats. So there's 4 seats per car. And I've had a lot of people ask how many cars are going to be in a train, and it looks like in concept there's going to be 4 cars per train. So capacity shouldn't be too bad, especially since this roller coaster has dual load. We'll see once they start doing full-on testing, but I got a really good shot of this part of the coaster car, and you could just see the innards, like all the mechanics and the engineering that went into this. Again, we're going to be spinning throughout our journey, and this will be a controlled spin for those that are new that haven't been caught up on the videos. And this is going to be very similar to Cosmic Rewind at Epcot for those that have been on that roller coaster. But yeah, again, you can see crews are working on getting this coaster car through the course in reverse. I wasn't sure how they were going to do the push-pull test, if they were going to go through the layout how the coaster would normally go through the layout or in reverse, and it looks like they've chosen to go in reverse. Because crews are working so fast, I'm definitely going to be at the park more often. You're going to see a lot of Fast and the Furious coverage here on the channel. I've been documenting the coaster since they first started pushing around some dirt and knocking down buildings, because remember, this was the home of the former special effects building and the animal actors building. So yeah, if you really want some great Fast and the Furious updates, I suggest subscribing to the channel, as I will be covering this bad boy until it opens sometime in 2026, which I'm thinking it's going to be early 2026, especially with how fast they're moving with this push-pull test. Again, it's only been a couple days. They were on the brake run, and now they're right underneath the escalator. Now, this is where the head scratcher comes in. So they are installing a couple sound barriers, these big scream shields, over a couple sections of the layout, and one of those sections is right here over the escalators, and you can see the support columns are starting to go in for those. And what I'm wondering is if they're going to continue the pull test through the element over the escalator before they install the scream shields, because they've gotten to this point right here, and I'm wondering, well, are they going to continue through the element over the escalator and then down into the next section of the coaster, or are they going to wait until they install the scream shields and then go through with the rest of the testing? Or hey, they might do both. They will go through without the shields, and then they'll bring this back around and they'll do the shield test. That's why I'm just kind of confused, because you would think they would want to install the canopy and then pull the car through, but maybe it's a little bit more difficult, and maybe they already have the measurements and they know they're going to be good because the canopy is not even going to get close to the coaster car. That might be the case, because you can see right here only a few of the columns have gone in for the canopy, and they still have a lot to go, and the scream shield is massive. I mean, it's huge. In concept art, you can really get a sense of scale. So I can only imagine what it's gonna, what the finished product's gonna look like in person. So maybe they will. The more I'm looking at this as I'm kind of walking you guys through it, maybe they will go ahead and just pull that car through that element and then install the scream shield after. We're gonna find out really, really quickly here in the next couple days. If I see a crane pull up on site, then they will probably continue with building that structure over the track. If not, and I'm just seeing smaller equipment for the coaster car, then yeah, they'll go through with just pushing and pulling that car through the element. Really quickly, I wanted to go back to the coaster car itself that they're using for this test. And yeah, I mean, it's the same setup like we've seen before with the other car that's in the plaza. So we have the 2 speakers by the headrest there, and the same seating configuration that we saw a couple days ago when Universal unveiled this. And Like I've mentioned before, I believe the zebra print on the car is camouflage. I don't think that this is going to be the final look for this particular car. Now, this next clip is right when I got on site. So I got just a few moments of them letting that car glide down into its final resting spot before they tied it all off. But yeah, you could see that they can move a little quickly. Now, I wasn't sure if they were going to pull it back up, but no, it looks like they're just going to continue on through the course. And they still have a while to go. We're going to get some really, really good views as they continue through the coaster's layout. Like over the escalator, that's going to look so darn cool. I mean, just seeing that coaster car hang over the top of the escalator. And then even over at the dive loop on the other end of the layout, same thing there. That's going to look awesome going through that element. And just some of the turns, going over the bunny hop into the valley, the corkscrew right before the mid-course brake run, that's all going to look really good. So this coaster car has a long journey ahead of it, but it was so darn neat to see them just kind of let that thing go at a pretty reasonable pace. I mean, they were moving pretty quick, and in just a couple hours they were able to make it through the inversion and into that spot. So huge shout out to the crews. And again, just for reference, this is what it looked like maybe 2 hours before I arrived, and I should have arrived a little bit early, but that's okay. It's all part of the fun. I'll be back at the park again very, very soon to see where they're at. But yeah, you can see it going through the inversion right there. They're slowly letting that thing go. And here's the most exciting part about the inversion. Once we get to the full-on testing with trains, like all the cars hooked up to a train, I am so curious to see how fast the train goes through this particular element and what direction we're going to be spinning through that element. I've heard rumors that this is going to be our Mosasaurus roll, like on Velocicoaster, it's the same inversion. And if that's the case, oh my God, what an incredible finale to an already amazing looking ride. Now, this next photo is really fun. My buddy Carter got a really good shot from a different angle. Yeah, look at that. That is so cool. And you could see a little bit of the spinning aspect going on there. The coaster car is not facing directly forward through this element. The car itself is actually turned towards the right, just a hair, a couple hairs. And as they're pulling this through the element, I'm wondering if they're going to spin the car in different directions as they traverse the course. Like right here, they haven't really done too much, but I'm wondering if at different sections of the layout, they will completely spin this thing to face a different direction, which would give them a really good idea of the clearance. Because I mean, I would assume near the end of the ride, we're not going to be doing too much spinning as we get into the brake run, but say mid-course, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they want to spin this around? So maybe when they get over the escalator, we'll see this coaster car facing a different direction. Because yeah, I mean, it would make sense that they need to test the clearance, you know, of the front and back of the car itself. So yeah, I will be keeping an eye on this, but I just love this photo. It's a really, really good photo. How darn cool. So there you have it. There's your latest look at the vehicle testing happening on Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift at Universal Studios Hollywood. I'll be back at the park in a couple days to check up on the progress. But I hope you enjoyed today's very quick update. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Fast and the Furious or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Also, be sure to check me out on Instagram and X. Those links will be down below in the description. And if you want to directly support the channel, the link for that will be down there as well. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.